Thank you, Kiki. So today we had some great language, different members, and also I was very pleased with the amount of the use of the word of the day, inspire.
Whoosh!
I thought it was very interesting how Jonathan noted that we start off inspired
Whoosh!
with a big whoosh, and then as it starts going down, it's like whoosh. And then he challenged us. We got that fire, and we started really whooshing. Okay. So I was so pleased to see Emily's first speech, seeing her growing up here, and the culmination of what she's been receiving and being able to bring it out in the way that she did. And I was very impressed with how you built the visual language and built it up as your grandmother was going out on a cart and they were doing CPR. And it was emotional, and yet you were able to keep your control of the emotions. And I loved that part that Greg also said, all stories begin with once upon a time. And our professor of children's stories, yes, that's a classic, once upon a time, and always brings us to a place in life, maybe our mother reading to us, or the first time we start into the book, the once upon a time, and all stories come to an end. I thought that was just very beautiful language. Kelly, and here we have another, we had the great-grandma and also the grandfather. And through your whole speech, I felt like there was the language. I felt like your mind was here and then your body was here, okay? The way that you expressed it, almost like you were watching yourself. And the endearment of your grandfather being, your grandfather, right? A lifelong learner, and that vision of teach without telling someone, teach by modeling. And that was very powerful. I think you could add some punch with the vocal variety to make the meaning stronger. And I was the use of just the word okay. And here's an example of how, with language, how many different ways you could take okay. It's like, okay, okay, okay. You know, so our body language has so much relativity to the actual word. It can be negative, it could be positive, it could be insulting, it could be praising, the same word, depending on how we say it. By the way, Kelly had 4 whooshes, and our king whoosher was Paul with 7. He really knows how to
whoosh a crowd.
whoosh it out of you, right? And Iris, since it was in Chinese, then I had to guess on the one thing of the Xiao Taiyan. And I was glad to have guessed it right, but let's see, how did you use that? I can't remember. Okay, but anyway, the little bits of sunshine and how you were that. I like Lewis, how you used very strong sayings. Show up for the first 3 months without any expectations. And yes, I like how you chopped it down instead of, okay, I'm gonna get the 6-pack, but just be there. I liked how that was presented. Fitness is a game that you play consistently. And that's a very good mindset. Okay, that when I do it, I need to be consistent. Oh, I'm running out of time. Okay. So, Joe, with great writers are avid readers, and then you morphed into Emily, has listened to a lot of speech, and so people that are great listeners are also become great speakers. So I see the red thing there. I'm gonna avoid the bell.
Are you
Turn it back
going to
to our general evaluator.